Sure if I'm connected. Okay, now I'm connected. Good morning and welcome to another investor matching session from Buying Platform. As ever, I'm just going to talk you through very quickly, first of all, what Buying Platform is, and then what you're going to see today in the session. So Buying Platform is an open innovation acceleration program from the Basque Country. If you don't know it, it's worth knowing because the acceleration program includes paid pilots, which is obviously very interesting for the corporates because it gives them access to innovative solutions to the problems that they're facing. It's obviously very interesting for the startups because it gives them access to customers and to commercial validation. And for a very similar reason, in terms of the commercial validation, it's very interesting for investors because they can both analyze startups that are going through a process of commercial validation, and obviously at the end of the Bind Acceleration Program have been through a process of commercial validation. So very recommendable, highly recommended, both for corporates, for investors, and obviously for startups that might be interested in joining next year's program. And the sessions, what we're doing with these investor matching sessions is obviously the third part of that sort of triangle that I just mentioned, that the startups already working with the commercial partners in these paid pilots. And what we're doing is supporting them in terms of connection with different investors. So how things will run today is that first of all, I bring on the investors who will give a quick sort of reverse pitch, shall we say. They're going to talk us through how their funds work and what value they add. And then we're going to bring on the startups who have 3 minutes for a pitch. And then we've got 6 minutes. One of them, I think, has fallen through, SIAPS. So we've got 6-7 minutes for questions, both from the investors. And if you're within the audience and you'd like to ask a question, then please feel free to ask it. And if it hasn't been answered already, I'll put it up on screen. If it hasn't been answered already, then I'll make sure that it's answered within this sort of the 6-7 minutes we have for Q&A. So without more ado, I will bring on Teresa. I can't see José Luis from Bullnet Capital here in the backstage yet, but hopefully he'll come on stage whilst Teresa's talking through Easo. So Teresa, the floor is yours to talk us through Easo Ventures.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here. Just give you a brief introduction about the Easo Ventures. We are a venture capital fund based in the Basque Country in San Sebastian. Easo was founded in 2018 with the launch of the first 20 million fund, followed by the second 24 million fund in 2022. We are managed by Stellum Capital. Regarding our investment thesis, we are a multi-sector fund with a strong focus on companies with B2B business models. We are sector agnostic with the exception of real estate and cryptocurrency companies. And with both funds, we have investment significantly in the industrial and software sectors. These two sectors represent the largest share of our portfolios. As for investment stage, we primarily focus on two types. We invest in pre-seed companies, meaning companies that are at a very early commercial stage, often still validating their business models and without revenues. In these cases, our investment is conditional upon the company participating in the Very Up acceleration program. The majority of our portfolio is concentrated more in seed and Series A stages, with ticket sizes ranging from 100,000 to 1 million euros. So it's a pleasure to be here today, and we are very much looking forward to meeting the companies taking part. So thank you very much for the invitation.
And we're just for those startups that are connected, that are thinking about presenting to Easo Ventures, we're investors together in a number of companies, and feedback from the founders has always been good. So again, another thing that we can recommend for today. Well, okay, so José Luis hasn't connected yet, so I'll add him in when the time comes, or when he connects. And for the moment, what I'll do is I'll bring on Paul. Paulette's disappeared. Wait a second. Paulette was going to be presenting for Bork, and she was having problems with her connection, and it looks like she's fallen through. So what I'll do, Unai, I'm gonna bring you onto the stage, and we're gonna start with you because we're missing Paulette, and then and José Luis is now connected. So wait one sec. His camera's not connected, so I'm not sure if he's got a problem with connection as well. So I won't add him until his camera's connected. What we'll do is, Unai, you can get started, and I'll add José Luis as soon as I see his camera working. Okay.
All right. First of all, you can hear me. I didn't check the audio.
We can hear you perfectly well, José Luis. Sorry, we'll jump in with Unai to give the pitch for Liverel, and then when he finishes, I'll give you your 5 minutes to talk through what Bullnet Capital is. Okay. So Unai, it's all yours. You've got 3 minutes. I'll be back, and then we'll jump into Q&A.
All right. Thank you very much, Tom. Hi, everyone. Hi, Teresa and José Luis. My name is Unai Alvarado, and I am the co-founder and CTO of Inspectrail. That is a spin-off company of SIAPS Research Center. That is a Basque research center located in San Sebastian. And we help railway companies save lives and cut maintenance cost. Railway infrastructure is our focus. Maintenance is essential for operational safety, operational efficiency, and safety of people. But as you may be aware of, there are a lot of problems. Nowadays, railway is in the spotlight these days in Spain for bad. And why is that? Because there are a lot of problems. Failures, delays, accidents, even people dying. And why is that? Because of poor maintenance. Now, are there any solutions for that? And the answer for sure is yes. And it comes from the monitoring and getting data. But there are problems with that too. Let's map current monitoring solutions, taking into account cost versus data generation. First, we have portable solutions. They require manual operation. Then we have very sophisticated and expensive trains, 4 million, 20 million euros, plenty of high-end inspection systems. Onboard systems are now popping up, and they are normally expensive and oriented towards specific assets. On the other hand, Inspectrail offers an affordable solution that can be mounted in any railway vehicle. We provide a modular and scalable infra monitoring solution, offering a 360-degree view of the infrastructure. We have two business models. First, we enable product sales, direct product sales, one-off, plus recurring revenue in the form of maintenance and license fees. And second, we offer also inspection as a service with a subscription fee. Our ticket size can span from 20K to 100K per customer per year for a 5-year contract typical. We have different customer segments spanning from infrastructure managers, urban operators to vehicle manufacturers. And our market is huge and it is growing. Our go-to-market strategy is based on the execution of proof of concepts. And now we have 4.4 million in the pipeline in active proposals, and we plan to capture 950K this year. This is our team. Pablo, my partner and co-founder and CEO, has a solid background managing international industrial teams. I have been working at SIAPS Technology Center for 20 plus years, leading the Railway Research Group, and our colleagues, Jaione and Alejandro, also coming from SIAPS, having contributed to the development of our technology. In our cap table, we have SIAPS and SPRI Capital Risk. We plan to grow 100% per year to be EBITDA positive in year 4. And we are asking for money. We are fundraising. We are looking for 1.2 million to continue developing validation, certification of our different product portfolio, go to market, developing proof of concepts, and developing also a test bench here in our laboratory. Why now to invest in Inspectrail? Because there is a need, the market is growing, and now is the opportunity to contribute to an automated and digital railway. So this is all that I have to say. Thank you very much for your attention, and I am very open to questions.
Thank you very much, Unai. Well, as I said, we've got 6-7 minutes for questions. I won't be too strict on the timing because we've got a little bit more time than we've expected. And just to say to the audience that yeah, if you want to fire away questions to the startups, feel free to do so, and I'll put them on screen and make sure that they're answered. There is a little bit of a time lag. So don't do it in the last 30 seconds because I won't see the question until we've moved on to the next startup. So Teresa, José Luis, it's all yours for questions, and I'll be back in 6 minutes, more or less.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much, Unai, for the presentation. At EASO, we know well Inspectrail, so it's a pleasure to have the opportunity to connect here as well. I would like to know if you could please give us more detail about the go-to-market strategy in terms of to have more detail about if you are working directly with rail operators or through OEMs partners.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The thing is that we have different customer segments. Now, our priority is urban operators, such as Metro Madrid, Metro Bilbao, Tranvía de Zaragoza, and those similars. Why? Because they are the owners of the infrastructure and they operate trains. Also, they are not served by the market because current solutions are very expensive and sophisticated. So this is our first priority. We know them, we know all Spanish actors, and we are directly having meetings with them, trying to explain our solutions and try to answer their needs. Mm-hmm. How are we doing that? By planning proof of concepts. First, we plan a proof of concepts. We demonstrate our abilities and the abilities of our technology in order to further deploy a complete solution for the whole network. For, let's say, international markets, we have recently signed, how can I say it, a framework agreement or memorandum of understanding with CENER, which is an international leader in the railway industry, has presence in more than 90 countries, in different railway projects. And in our partnerships, we go together to the market. We introduce their abilities in our presentations, so to speak, and they introduce our abilities in their presentations because we are very complementary. Mm-hmm. We collect data with our systems. With our algorithms, we transform this data into actionable information. And with their expert knowledge and their contacts, transform this information into actions. So this is how we are planning to reach international markets.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Well, I have one question regarding the costs of building one of these devices and how CapEx intensive is the project. So perhaps you could elaborate a bit more on that. How much does each unit cost and things like that?
It depends on the system because we currently have not very complicated systems. For example, we have a system oriented towards the monitoring of wireless communications. In this case, our bill of materials can span, let's say, from 4,000 to 5,000 euros, more or less. And we sell those systems for 50,000 euros because we add our software on the top and our software platform. On the other hand, we have more capital-intensive systems because they use high-speed cameras and inertial sensors and GPU-based processing units, and the cost of that might add up to, let's say, 20, 30,000 euro per systems. It depends. So this is more or less the capex expand for each of the systems.
Okay, and those systems are embarked in existing vehicles. So
yes,
you do not plan to build your own vehicle, or maybe in the future?
Yeah, we have for our vision for the future is not to build our own vehicles. It's to in a partnership that we have with Tate. He's working in a sort of robot, let's say, that is able to move across railway networks to serve spots where you cannot go with commercial vehicles. For example, secondary tracks, railway stations, and things like that. But our strength, our value proposition is not to onboard our systems in specific vehicles oriented to inspection, such as it is the current practice that is very expensive and only the big ones can afford. We plan to, let's say, enable any train from a tram to a high-speed train to become an inspection train. So this is our value proposition, to install our systems in any existing train.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I have another question regarding, you have mentioned the proof of concept projects you are currently involved in. So what is the typical sales cycle in your industry? I mean, what does the typical sales cycle look like in terms of duration and the key stakeholders involved?
It depends if our customer is public or is private. If our customer is private, normally it's a big company and the sales cycles take a while. We would say from 4 up to 8 months, more or less. But part of our market are public entities. For example, urban operators. There are urban operators that are private entities, other are public entities. How do we plan to go to this market? To plan a proof of concepts first, and then when we have demonstrated the capabilities of our technology and we can and what we can do with that, then to plan an escalation to the network. And how long does it take? It depends on the status of each operator. For example, there are operators that are planning public tenders right now. So there are opportunities right now that can be very fast. But for that, we need a little more muscle, let's say. And for other customers, we have to work the opportunity with them, and it can take longer. But this is a very recent example. UK is now planning to invest 1.2 billion pounds in monitoring infrastructure, monitoring technology for the next 8 years. And it is an opportunity that is now this year. Other opportunities, we have to work them with the operator and can take longer, for example, 1 year, something like that.
Okay, thanks.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Unai. I'll let you go.
Thanks, Tom.
Your screen. And José Luis, we'll give you a few minutes just to present Bullnet Capital as you weren't here at the very beginning, and then I'll bring on Bork.
Okay, thank you very much, and well, apologies everyone for the delay. I connected a bit late. So we're Bullnet Capital, a deep tech, high-tech fund based in Madrid. We invest in early stage high technology companies in areas like semiconductors, photonics, integrated photonics, medical devices, enterprise software. Our sweet spot is something between 1 to 3 million euros per project, even though we can go a bit with lower tickets and commit up to 4 or 5 million euros in successive follow-on rounds. And we like to be deeply involved in the companies in which we invest, helping the founders to move things forward. So that's a very brief introduction to Bullnet. I'm very happy to be here with everyone. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for joining us. So with that, I'll bring on Paulette. We've changed the order, those that have connected now, because she had problems with the connection earlier. But she is now connected, and she has her screen being shared. So Paulette, I'll leave you to it, and I'll be back in 3 minutes. When you see me appear on screen, it's your time's basically up.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
All yours.
Well, I'm very sorry. I lost our very own Wally for a moment there. But I would like to present you all with Bork. We are a SaaS solution for the global industry. And our main lemma is from insight to impact instantly. So what we do is basically we have two main software as a service solutions. The first one is Bork Predictive, where we automatically forecast raw materials and product demand. And then the other one is our virtual agents. Yeah, they read emails, answer calls, use WhatsApp, and solve different problems in a very collaborative way, together with other multi-agents or together with our own collaborators. How does this work? Basically, the first one is an AI-driven prediction model where we use a bunch of different AI models that work together so we can make smarter purchasing decisions for our clients. Yeah? So we can anticipate, buy raw materials at the best possible price, and then optimize their purchasing strategy. If we look at it, this is a small example of what we do. We are more than just these predictions because we also have deeper market analysts that help us with the trends in the news, with in-depth commodity research, and we deliver this information through our portal, WhatsApp, and newsletters. We also have meetings with our clients, and together we get great results. This is an example of a case study we started in 2022. Grupo Yerbao has purchased over 30 tons, and since we waited to buy construction bar, they saved more than $3 million on this one purchase and more than $8 million on multiple commodities. If we look at the agents, we call it Agent X. Basically, we have people working for us and we have Agent X working for us. They work all the time, anywhere, and they get the right skill sets so they can solve problems and your team can focus on what matters most. I have some examples here to show you guys, but basically our agents can talk via WhatsApp, they can send emails, connect to systems, and they can also have conversations with our clients. This is a backend, of course, but the idea is that you can choose the way your multi-agent will interact with your own people or with your clients. If we look a bit at our business model, we have a SaaS business model, which is software as a service. We differentiate from other startups because we have very potential technology. We use a lot of AI monitored models, both for the predictive as for the Agent X. And in the end, everything works together to give the best solutions to our clients. Yeah. Regarding our earning model, we have a monthly or an annual fee. This is B2B based. If you look at the average tickets for our predictive model, this is around 5,000 euros a month. Some clients have more materials, so we can raise the price, and some clients have less materials, but it's around 5,000 euros a month. And for the Agent X, it can start at a very low price of 300 euros a month. More agents, more capital coming in, and depending on the functions that they do, the more complex they are, we can scale it. Yeah. That is basically what we're doing. I know this sounds amazing, but what do we really want? Of course, this is an investor's pitch, so we're looking for money. Why are we looking for money? Don't worry, it will be worth it. We want to fund an office in Bilbao because from South America, we can really get to the South American market, but we now want to be closer to our key clients in Europe. We want to have a local team there and strengthen our technical capabilities to scale. Yeah. So
okay, I'm gonna Paulette. I'm gonna cut you off there. The rest.
Yeah, I'm done.
Questions, and I'll leave it for Teresa and José Luis to make the questions. I'll be back in.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. Firstly, I would like to know, you have given us detail about both solutions, the one regarding commodity price forecasting and the other one regarding process automation. I would like to know if they are completely independent products, or do clients usually contract both of the solutions you mentioned?
Clients can get both solutions, yeah, but they work independently because the first solution is mainly based on clients that buy a lot of raw materials, so that they are clients that manage stock, whereas the AI agents can be used for any type of client.
Okay.
We can work together, yes, but there are different products that do both work with artificial intelligence.
Okay, and in that regard, I would also like to understand which sectors you are currently targeting.
Right now, for the predictive model, we are working with steel and scrap markets. We are working also with fruit predictions. We are working with different type of clients that buy a lot of materials. Yeah, this can be clients who buy materials that are already assembled, yeah, and that want to predict the base price to see how their end products will be varying. Yeah, or it can be clients that really produce and that they buy the raw material itself. Yeah, that is for the predictive model. If we're talking about the AI agents, this can be any industry. Yeah, we mainly have clients that want to accelerate their communications with their clients. So, for example, an automotive company, people are buying their cars and asking for a quote online. So our AI agent will answer them at any time of the day, really early in the morning, really late at night, and they can provide them with prices, differentiations, etc. The same goes for example, if they buy an insurance. The same goes, for example, clients that have a very document-depending operation. And for example, when a truck needs to come into a mine and they need to review a bunch of papers, the WhatsApp app can validate it for them. Do we have all the information of this truck that's coming into the mine? Yes. Do we need to validate some information? This one. Okay, can I please see your driver's license? Because in my system, it seems like it's expired. So these AI agents have so many applications. Yeah. They can also work together to coordinate. For example, if from Coca-Cola, for example, a truck is coming in, but the previous one hasn't unloaded yet, they can reroute it, and that way the operation is more fluent.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks for the presentation. I had one question regarding your delivery cycle, sales cycle. So, two in fact. The first one is how long does it take typically to close a deal, and the other one is if you have to provide some services to the customer in terms of integration, consultancy, and things like that.
Yes. It depends on the product. Yeah, our sales cycle starts with the contact with the client. We understand, in the case of the prediction model, we understand what their raw materials are. We ask for their history, and based on that, we usually do a 3-month trial period. Yeah, so they can get to know our service, and then they move on to a permanent contract. Up till now, all of our clients that have had a trial have gone to our full contracts. Yeah, this is in the predictive model. We usually work without connection, but if the client needs to, we connect to their systems and we automatically absorb their information. Yeah. Talking about the AI agents, there we usually do need to connect to our clients' services. Usually this happens when we need to process a lot of documentation or input information from the AI agents to our clients' systems. This is not the case if we are just replying messages from our clients to their clients. Yeah. For example, call centers, or for example, the example I gave about the quotes of insurance or of buying something online. Yeah, there we usually have the agent trained first. Yeah, this can take up to 2 weeks. We train the agent, then we have a trial period with the client to make sure that the agent is answering everything that they want the agent to answer with the right tone, the right language, the right answers, and then we go live.
Mm-hmm.
So these are short sales cycles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think you didn't mention in the presentation the information about the round, how much money you're looking for.
Sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
Yes, the information about how the round, I mean, how much money you are raising. Because you said you were looking for money, but I think you didn't.
Yes.
How much?
We want to go to Europe only in bind. We are looking for about 18,000 euros a month.
He was referring to the total round.
Yes,
yes. You can. I assume that you can give that answer later on, if not. So Paulette,
I can
thank
hear
you very
very
much.
badly at the moment. So we already have 4 clients in Europe that have monthly contracts. So I don't know if you can repeat the question.
Yes, no, it was how much money you are raising for the company. You are looking for money for the company, but how much?
José?
Yes. I mean, I guess you're looking for a round from an investor.
We want to finance around 200,000 euros. This is our
200.
current goal, to raise 200,000 euros.
Okay.
In this investor round.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much, Paulette. And I'll just answer. Well, I'm not really going to give Maya an answer. Maya, there are multiple programs in the within the Bind platform. If you're not an SME, there's one that's specific to SMEs. This one's specific to startups providing the services. If you're a corporate, then you wouldn't be able to provide the services to other corporates. However, you could sign up as an innovation partner to take advantage of the pilots that the startups can provide you. But in any case, my suggestion is you go onto their website and there you'll see all the information, because I don't want to be giving a partial or partially incorrect answer. So I'd suggest you do that. With that, I will bring on Gorka from Lowerton. So Gorka, hi.
Hello everyone.
I will be back in 3 minutes' time.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Hi, Teresa. Hi, José Luis. Okay, let me start with an story for explaining the problem story from my father's experience. And he was an engineer in the automotive industry. And when they bought a machine for the factory, that investment kept them competitive for 20 years. But today, that no longer exists. Technology evolves so fast, and that any solution becomes outdated within months. This forces us to rethink how we innovate, and because slow methods or relying on external consultant no longer work. Innovation now requires agility, structure, and the ability to scale. That's very important to do things faster and at the scale. Maybe you can also understand it, because if you, it's like with payrolls. If you have to process 5 payrolls a month, you can do it manually by hand. But what's going on when you have to process 1,000 of payrolls? You need a software dedicated for that. So the same goes for innovation. Until now, everything is being like a craft work, the innovation departments, or they have been working with consultants firms. But now the innovation needs to be faster and more scalable. So this is because the speed of innovation also determines the competitiveness and sustainability, because now the innovation also is related to sustainability. We established the company just 6 months ago, and we have this. We're very happy because we have these paying clients. There are big corporations that they are using our platform for scale and for accelerate the innovation. And what about our product? Our product is not only a software; it's also a methodology. Is the way how to organize and how to spread the innovation mindset all around the company. And it's about to do things more distributed all around the company. And second is the platform. It's a SaaS. It's a platform. And the third layer of our solution is the knowledge. Until now, the SaaS solution, they have like the methodology and the platform, but now we introduce AI agents and the knowledge that sometimes the consultant comes into the clients, into the companies. Now we add that layer, and now we are not needing of consultants outside knowledge, because all the knowledge is in between the managers of the company and the platform. And how it works? Imagine that you can put one consultant, very specific, very professional, very with all of the knowledge about your field, marketing, or HR, production, materials, everything that you are working, that or any of your managers are working. Imagine have a consultant close to you, and you think, how can I do this faster, cheaper, more compliance with whatever, and you touch this AI agent that is close to you 24/7, and start working on the problem, working on that business needs. And with this AI agent help to this manager to go deeply in this problem. Once he's working with that manager, there is another part of the platform that it helps you to prioritize which business needs are more focused on the strategy of the company, and this helps you to select which business needs are more priority for the company. The third part is, okay, let's go for a search a solution for that. And there is a scouting part of the software that gives you the solution that there are right now in the market. And this is a very useful solution because we know every detail about the problem, because we've been working very deeply in the first part of that. And the solution that are on the market give the platform. They're amazing, and also makes for you all the documentation for asking for budget for quotes for the providers, and everything on the same platform.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna cut you off as well. Otherwise, we
Okay.
go way over. But you can answer anything else in the questions. So
no problem.
Teresa, Jose Luis, all yours, and I'll be back in 6 minutes time.
Okay. Thanks, Gorka, for the presentation. You have just give us some details, but I would like if you could please give us more information about what functionalities differentiate Lowerton from traditional innovation management tools or consultancies.
Okay, the first thing is that we are an AI first. So what we introduce is not only the methodology, is from analyzing which opportunities are on the company for being a better company. This analyzing all the parts of the company, but very close to those manners, to have the solution. Our clients said that they used to spend 3-4 months for that process, and now in the platform they can do in less than 1 hour. What that means that before they used to analyze 10 business needs a year, and now they can reach up to 300 for this year. So it's a mind-changing solution, because now you can't think about how to be a better company all around the company with this technology, because it's very, very fast.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Gorka, for the presentation. Just one question. You mentioned before that you had a methodology, right? So
yeah,
this methodology is yours, or is it based on some common practice?
This methodology was created by Artem. This is my co-founder and the CPO, and he went to asking to innovation departments all around Europe for some of the largest companies all around Europe, and we get the best practice from all of them, and we create our own methodology. Later appeared one ISO a new standard, is a 5601 standard, is for good practices for innovation, and we met all these good practices. So some of our clients that are using our technology and our methodology, now they can get very easy this new ISO. So we are backed by this new standard.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I just want to know, is your solution adaptable to different industries and business needs? And are you specialized in any particular sectors?
No, that is the magic of our solution. We are, as you can see, we have clients from very different sectors. We have clients from automotive. We have clients from energy. We have clients from anywhere, and those clients they use the technology not only on production, but also marketing, on HR, on any department, because we are agnostic, because we work with LLMs and all the information they have. What we do is we implement the methodology of consultancy, how to analyze the problems, how to analyze the providers, how to analyze how can it impact in the strategic plans of the company. This is what we do.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you very much, Gorka.
Sorry, Tom, and we are looking for 1 million. This is our first round, and yes, we are all the ownership of the companies on the founders, and I'll be happy to talk to you more.
Well, actually, as we've still got 2 minutes left for the questions, and I sort of cut you off just as you were talking through traction. If you'd like to talk through your level of traction at the moment, because it's, I think it's
we went to the market just 4 months ago, and you know that these big companies, it takes time to the sales cycle is long, and right now we have 183 days of for closing, and our pipeline is full of companies for the top 10 IBEX 31 companies. We have been talking to all of them, and now we expand our sales to Germany, where we have the first clients there. The first one is going to be a bank, and there, and also that's why, because we're looking for investors also in Germany. We have some investors interested there in Germany. We are a European company. Our founders, one is from Russia, the other one is from Ukraine and from the Basque Country, and our team is very, very international. So our mindset is not only in Basque Country or Spain, it's all around Europe, and that's why we are looking for this million for a spread of sales efforts.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, then, Gorka. I'll let you go, and I'll bring on Ramón from Uniscool, and we've got your screen. Brilliant. Ramón, I'll be back in 3 minutes. Good luck. Oh, I think you are muted. Wait a sec, I can unmute you. Oh, no, I can't. You need to unmute yourself. You're muted, Ramón. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
There you go. Brilliant. Okay, now I'll be back in 3 minutes' time. Good luck.
Okay, so thank you. I'm Ramón Jiménez. I'm the CEO of Uniscool. Uniscool is a company that belongs, or is a spin-off, of the University of Lleida and Sherbrooke, has the Mobile World Capital between its shareholders. And we are here today to show you how we are going to change the cooling technology in the data centers, artificial intelligence, and high-performance computer market. Today's data centers consume around 3% of the electrical world consumption of electricity, and issue 2% of the total global emissions in the world. And mainly 40% of such amount are coming from the cooling of the data centers. The market is increasing very huge, and is increasing very rapidly. Today, market is around $16 billion around the world. Europe is $4 billion, and we estimate to reach 10% of the European liquid cooling market, because we are 50% more efficient than other liquid cooling technologies that are now in the market. Our solution, that is patented in the US and in the European Union and Canada, is pending on patent, is based on an energy saving of 80% of electricity, extracting up to 300 watts per square centimeters, and avoiding the hot spot, what is our very differential factor that allow us to have a uniform temperature, that allow us to process more data and to avoid failures and extend the lifetime of the devices. Our technology, as I have said, is coming from the initial development of University of Lleida and Sherbrooke, and now we have the full rights of the patent. It's based in sinks, adaptive sinks that deform depending on the temperature that they are reaching, allowing us to save this energy. The use cases can be implemented embedded in the advanced semiconductors, can be used in data centers, HPC and AI companies, or also can be used in power electronics as electrical vehicle chargers or converters from AC to DC. Environmentally talking, we have a very high impact, because we are going to help to save up to 80 terawatt hours per year, every year, using our technology in all the data centers, and saving 350 million tons of CO2 emissions every year. But further than that, we can also use the heat that we are extracting from the data centers to heat up all the rooms just beside these data centers, and we can reuse our devices. So we have this circular economy working in our company. Our customer target, as I have said, are the AI computer and HPC companies, the data center owners, the semiconductor manufacturers, in order to allow them to include our technology in the foundries during the process, and our electronic manufacturers. And the incomes are coming through the direct sales to the AI and DC owners, the sales with the agreement that we have with OEMs, sub-licensing our technology, and also using the cooling as a service for the clients. Why we are better than our competitors is because we are absolutely autonomous. We can remove the hotspot whenever they appear and wherever they appear, and that gives us this advantage against our competitors that are the most thermal performance and energy efficiency technology. The team has been working since 2016. We have a very solid team with experience in the technology, with the patent founders, and with also the management experience with my presence. We have started in 2022 founding the company. We sold in 2023 35,000 euros. We have sold in 2024 200,000 euros, and in 2025 we have sold up to now close to 200,000 euros. The tickets are for the small data centers around €500,000, medium between 5 and 10, and large between 10 and 15. And we are looking for €2 million based on a 10 million euros valuation, and we will spend close to 45% of that in sales and marketing, 45% in product development, and 10% in the patents. We have different partners, awards, and believers, and between them are the Intel, OpenChip, Copresi, or Sanitas, or Media Cloud. And well, we are requesting you this money to join us for evolving the revolution through the green digitalization.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Ramón. And again, questions from Teresa and José Luis, and I'll be back when the questions are finished.
Thank you for the presentation. I would like to know how scalable is your cooling technology for mass deployment? I mean, you mentioned electric vehicles as a use case. Could you share what stage that application is at? Is it already been implemented?
Yeah, it's really, we are developing a proof of concept with Bork. Bork is a OEM for BMW, the car manufacturer, and we are just making a pilot test to implement our solution in the electrical vehicle chargers that are using with BMW. So this can be implemented in serious process, okay? Obviously, in the car market issue, you have to be very slim, and you have to reduce your cost to the maximum, and is what we are doing. And we are just checking if we are are more efficient than other technologies, but we are competing in price with them.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ramón, for the presentation. I have one question regarding your partnerships strategy in order to enter into data centers. So how are you planning to execute on that?
We have two ways to do that. One is the direct sales to the AI and HPC companies because they want to save the energy directly, or just, for example, companies as Sanitas or a bank that they have a huge cost in the bill of the electricity. And also we are trying to close a pilot test with Equinix in Paris, in the first data center that is prepared for the liquid cooling technology, okay? Because up to now all the data centers are based on air cooling. And the second way is just closing agreements with OEMs or system integrators as Uniscool or E4 that will help us to reach all their clients and all these channels to sell our technology implemented in the servers once they are going to implement in the different racks for the different clients that they have. So two ways: direct to the AI and HPC companies in order to install our technology, or through OEMs trying to reach more clients and different clients.
Mm-hmm. But you do not plan to buy racks or hardware from vendors and then resell them to the end customer, or?
We have our initial experience is just to make a retrofit of the existing data centers, because the existing data centers that are more or less 80% of the data centers around the world are based on air cooling, and they have to be adapted to liquid cooling. Some of them will make civil works inside the data centers. Others will replace the server. So we have a solution in server that will be replace every server just in order to avoid any civil works, and that would allow us to make this solution in the data center. So we are implementing this solution, but it's not our goal. Our goal is just to sell the technology to OEMs and to final clients. But if we have to implement it, we can implement it, and we are implementing now. But it's not, let's say that this is our first step in order to reach a market size and be known in the market, and later just give these royalties and technology and license agreements to different people. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
Okay. What is your price, your pricing model? I mean, is hardware sales, is licensing, recurring service?
Yeah, we have the pricing is based in different scenarios. Okay, just depending if the client wants a, let's say, turnkey project, EPC project, we will make this refurbishment, this retrofit of the solution for a existing data centers with a down payment and later with a contract of operation and maintenance. We can make with a try and buy that we are doing, like cooling as a service. We are receiving just a monthly fee for 5 years in order to assure to the client that they are saving the maximum amount of energy and giving them a follow-up of the amount of energy and the performance of the microchips. And there is the third way, that is just through royalties and license agreement with the OEMs and the system integrators. And the range of prices is, if you are selling the device alone, this device could be around 360 euros, more or less. If you are selling a server, depending on the size of the server, if the server is below 5 kilowatts in the server, the cost could be around 1,000 euros per kilowatt. If you move to AI and HPC servers that are with GPUs above 1 kilowatt, the price is higher and they will be around 1,500 euros, so 1,500 euros per server, okay, per kilowatt, excuse me, in the server, okay. So this is also everything with a margin, a gross margin around 50%.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ramón. So I'll let you go if there are no more questions. And then just to finish off, just to say thank you very much again, José Luis and Teresa, for joining us today. I hope that you found it useful. And those of you that are connected online, well, I've seen that the audience has gone increasing over the time, which isn't normal. So we must have done something right. And we'll be back next week at the same time on Friday with Lumo Labs and Caixa Capital Risk and another 5 startups. So thank you guys, and hopefully see you again next year. Well, I saw you, Teresa, just a couple of weeks ago. So
exactly. Thank you very much for invitation. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Okay. All right, guys. Bye bye then.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.